would say what I most enjoy about this, and the reason I do it, is because it's, music's always been a big part of my life, and I think we can relate to it as people, even if we're not very musically inclined. It's just, you can put music on, it kind of takes you back to the day when you were a kid, and memories that it brings back. And so that's why I do it more than anything. It's just, there's so many people that love music, and they love that idea of picking up a vinyl, looking at the liner notes inside and out, and putting it on, and kind of reminiscing back, how it was when they were a kid. Anybody can pull up YouTube or Spotify or something like that, which is nice when you're traveling. But to have that record and to be able to play it and bring back those memories and hear that sound, there's just nothing like it. I would say it was about 2 years into opening. I've been here since we opened in 2012, Brick City. Been a lot of vendors go through, but I'm one of the few that's still been here. The first year and a half, it was kind of slow. I just had one little small section, and looking back at some of the photos of things I had, it was a wonder people bought anything. There was just so little variety. But after about 2 years, it just kind of really started picking up, and I expanded out, started adding more albums. I added a whole other section that I could combine my sports cards and comics and collectibles in. Eventually added another wall, and then another wall recently with some vintage t-shirts. So, I've pretty much tripled, maybe close to quadrupled my space that I've been in, just in the 12 years that I've been here. But I'd say after about 2 years is when the demand and what people were wanting and what I was able to get was exceeding the space. So it was time to bump that up a little bit. I grew up, a fan of, Michael Jackson and Barry White. My parents listened to that stuff. So, it's kind of been in me forever, that type of music. And I've always wanted to have a variety so I could reach, as many different people as possible. But it's just been really hard, in the last few years or so to get good quality R&B, jazz, soul vinyl, because everybody wants it. And that's a good thing, okay. Which makes it hard to find. Plus, a lot of that came out in the CD era. So it's hard to find it on vinyl, but I've had more and more people over the last couple of years or so asking for hip hop that you can easily buy on CD, but you just can't find it on vinyl much. So this collection, I'll ask God, there was just hundreds and hundreds of these, the black artists like Luther Vandross, Barry White, even some 90s rap, Gap Band. Just some stuff that you don't see very often. So I'm excited to bring out a whole new section of it over the next couple of weeks. In one of the expansions I've made, and they're going to have just an entire section of 300 or 400 R&B, soul, jazz, rap albums.
Wow. When do you expect it to be complete in which people can actually see it and buy it?
Well, they're out. They're out now. There's some out now. They're kind of mixed in with everything else, with the rock and the pop and the country.
Okay.
But there are still hundreds and hundreds more to get in. As you can see by the space in here now, I've got room for about 50 or 60 maybe. Okay. So there's a whole other section that's going to open up. They're in the process of being cleaned and priced right now. So again, there's selections out now. There's more today in the time right here on the front.
Look at this.
Right there on the front, they're going to be playing in Pensacola here pretty soon, later on this year. So yeah, I saw them in Indianapolis a couple years ago, and they're coming to Pensacola the end of August.
And this is only $4.99,
yeah,
people.
That's their debut album.
I may have to take this. You may not get this, people, because I'm gonna get it. I didn't even see this here. Rick James and Temptations.
Yep.
Oh yes, yes. He knows what my record. Oh my heavens!
Yeah,
I'm going to be getting George Benson. I will be getting. This has this wonderful tune, "Give Me the Night."
Give Me the Night.
By produced by Quincy Jones, and it has this off-Broadway tune. Bernard Wright.
Early rap, like Curtis Blow era. Remember that?
This is the half Chic.
Yep.
I didn't know he had his own record.
Yeah, he had two. That was his second one, I believe. First one was called Nard, I think, N-A-R-D.
This young man knows his music. He knows it. I didn't know this. I think I may have to get that too.
You gotta start digging. We got
stop talking. Denise Williams.
Denise Williams, Nancy Wilson, Jody Watley.
Oh, that's her first album, her first solo album.
I believe it is, yeah. Yeah, because it's the self-titled. Yeah, that's the first one.
I'm looking for a new. How much is that, Brother Brandon?
$8.
And of course, it's clean. Well,
Been clean. They've been clean.
And I want to talk to you about your cleaning process. Tell me about the importance of records being cleaned and sold.
Everything we put out, even the stuff that's in the $2 bargain section, has been cleaned. I have a guy that cleans the majority of my records. He has a professional system, spin cleans them, wipes them down. We check them all over for any type of flaws. I try to clean some myself, but he does most of that.
Look at that, y'all. It's shining like gold.
Every album from the 80s or 90s, I mean, they're going to have some surface scratches, but as long as they're smooth, which is what we look for, it's not going to affect the play. So anything that's gouged or cut never even gets out in the bargain section. I mean, we throw it away. I mean, if it's not going to play, we get rid of it.
So you really focus on not perfection, but something that's really going to catch the player or music connoisseur's eye.
Right.
That's a good record.
I mean, it's
good value.
Some albums we get are spotless, but most of them, I mean, they've been played. So but you clean them, you get the dust off of them, you look them over, and like I said, we inspect every record, even the ones down here on the bottom that we call our bargain albums. Just because they're not sleeved doesn't mean they're not cleaned. Everything has been cleaned with a new sleeve, checked over for any flaws, and if we don't think it's good enough to even put in the $2 section, we don't put it out.
And our last question, let's talk about the best of. Now, you've received this award before.
Yes.
And what is this all about, Mr. Brother Brandon?
Best of River Valley is just a way of promoting local businesses from the Democratic Gazette space out of Northwest Arkansas. There are a few hundred categories: shopping, law, roofing, just anything you can think of. And then there's subcategories.
Yes. We
were fortunate enough last year to be nominated by people within the community in the shopping category for antiques and collectibles against some other businesses that honestly have much more space, much more buying customers than we do.
Yeah.
But somehow, because of our customers and because of what we're able to do, we took second overall. This year we're nominated again. We're hoping to get first this year. You can vote every day. Vote bestofrivervalley.com, River Valley Records Collectibles, and help us this year maybe bring home the gold.
And I believe that Brandon will do it. Look at this. Look what Brandon, speaking of gold.
Speaking of
oh my
gold.
God. This video is going to be fantastic.
This is a 1977 Steely Dan Asia album. It's not a repress. A lot of your albums that are repressed now are colored.
Yes,
this
sir.
is an original 77 colored vinyl. You can see that's
limited edition.
It's import.
What did you say? It's import.
It's an import. It's pressed in another country. You can tell that's, I believe.
I think that's French.
It looks like French to me. Yeah. It looks like. So it's a French press. But again, just absolutely beautiful colored vinyl of one of Steely Dan's best albums.
Yeah,
and
Black
again,
Cow. I mean, Peg. Come on now.
And
people.
again, this album's a little older than me. It's 46 years old now, I believe. Well, is my math even right? 47. Just still nice and pretty.
Yes. And we want to thank you so much, Mr. Brandon, for sharing your gifts and loves for music and having it available to customers who also are music vinyl connoisseurs. And what's your final words to all of us in this world of vinyl loving?
I would just like to say that keep on spinning. Thanks for the love, everything you've given us. We're going to keep doing it as long as people keep buying it. We have more albums at home that we're just anxious to get in here. As soon as some of the ones we have sell, we'll just bring more in. When we turn over, I would say probably a fourth of our stock each month. I mean, right now we've got 1,400 vinyl in store. Come back in a couple months and literally a third of these vinyls, if not half of them, will be gone. I mean, they move that quick, and our turnover is price them to sell, so people buy them. We don't like them just sitting around.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I can really
Great album there, Boney.
Oh, look at that!
There's a Babylon.
Look at that price, y'all. It's worth it. Thank you so much, Brandon. I appreciate you so much. Have a wonderful day and keep spinning that vinyl, my brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for the time.
Yes, sir.